always still going to be a little bit upset that they did let it slip, because there was moments where it seemed like, cool, they're in this game. They really could still potentially take a 2-0. But I think there was a lot of silver linings for them to take out of that second map either way.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, most of the discussion we were having in the pre-game before we got into map 1 was, look, forZe, when they steamroll map 2, where's the momentum coming into map 3, right? That's not been the case at all. And it's certainly an opportunity for both of these rosters to show us what they're made of here, heading into a decisive third and final map. The knife round getting underway with both players now one tag from death, and it's going to be Boomich who gets the better of it. So expecting one win to start, most likely over on that CT side of things, try and build up a little bit of an account early, try and play at their pace rather than forZe's. And I think that's an important thing to note, right? Ancient is a map that rewards proactivity on both sides of the equation. It rewards CTs for playing aggressively and for taking control, and it rewards Ts from doing the exact same. So definitely a map that I think plays into a lot of one-win strengths in terms of taking those individual fights, and with a decent amount of momentum behind them, I could see this one going, I could honestly see this one going quite solidly in one win's favour, but I think it's going to be a matter of how they get those opening rounds going and how they build early momentum.
Yeah, that's definitely a possibility. I mean, the pistol rounds, though, they do seem to have leaned a little bit more towards forZe, so if they can start off again here with this pistol round on their T side, start taking control in the early stages and setting the pace, as you were saying, then I still think it could go the other way as well. So really, for me, it's a little bit of a toss-up. We're not going to have to wait too long to find out how at least the initial moments of the game sway, as a quick smoke in towards the sniper's nest on mid. They will send a couple players in this direction, but 3 of them moving in towards the B side of things, likely setting up for what could be either the late mid push, with kind of the extra presence being thrown over after shutting down any potential B aggression, or it could be that late B hit once they find the presence on mid and force the players back.
Faking the A split. Yeah. Hoping to draw the utility, the rotation. They've mollied into Donut, they've smoked CT deep, and now with a player in towards red as well, this becomes very, very viable. Boomich, he knows what's up, he knows that they've been juked out, they've been found out, but it's going to be Crad caught in mid. Boomich able to grab one more in the meanwhile, and as they look to push into this site, it's Boomich to hold it down. Another clean headshot before he falls, and with the support starting to rotate in now, deko getting all the heavy lifting done. He's had his name taken off him by Valve, but it does not matter. NickelBack in with the final, and one win, have the pistol.
Yeah, change up. I think they did find the first pistol on Inferno, right? If I'm remembering correctly, but then second, the force buys, countering the force buys rather, didn't go too well, and then they lost out the second pistol as well. So overall, have not had the early success, or at least been able to chain it together. So hopefully they break that curse this time against just Glocks. Surely there shouldn't be too much trouble here, but saw them lose to a similar enough buy in that previous game. So we'll see. Taking things very cautiously anyway on the CT side, all things considered. Don't want to be getting too aggressive even when they're just against pistols.
Trying really hard not to cast the curse that one, aren't you?
Doing my best.
As the MP9 starts to tickle away, and as you said, these are Glocks at the end of the day. The amount they can do is extremely limited, and this time they don't get anything crazy done. All 5 players kept up. The MP9s of NickelBack and Travis finding some good purchase, finding some good damage. Second round on the board, and an opportunity to take a bonus round really with 4 MP9s on the board. We'll be up against a full bank of AKs though, so going to be interesting to see what one win look to do. They're going to have to get up in their faces to counter this. The question is, where do they want to push the issue?
Weapons at least heavily favouring forZe into their first gun round, with multiple MP9s kept in play, 4 of them in fact, so firepower wise there is that edge, and well, pressing the issue already. They've got the opening kills on towards B. It's a second. They know Boomich is still in towards the cave, and well, that's going to be dealt with as Result honestly made that look incredibly easy. Crisp on the second and third kills. It was necessary. I mean, it was MP9, sure, but they're still dangerous, especially in numbers like that. As the bomb goes down and Forrester and NickelBack are left saving, that's really the only conclusion that they could have come to. A 2-on-5 retake would have been a silly attempt.
You said it last map, Result really starting to come into his own. Admittedly, I think a little bit fortunate there. He gets 3 sort of one at a time, one-man peaks. But you've got to take the opportunities when they're presented. 3 very clean headshots. First round on the board for forZe now, and an opportunity with 5 AKs up. You know, it was a bonus round, admittedly, with the 4 MP9s, but the economy's not in the most amazing place in the world, so this reinvestment's going to really suck the life out of OneWin's financial status. And an opportunity off the back of that for forZe to maybe really start stretching their legs on this T side.
Yeah, hoping that it'll be a walk in the park, I suppose, but I don't expect that. Even with that round being picked up, it was 4 MP9s that had been kept over into that round, so the reinvestment here is pretty well afforded. I mean, 1 MP9 on Boombitch, but he gets himself all of the utility. They have an op on deko, so forZe might not be 100% sure of the level and buy that they're actually going up against here. Could maybe catch them off guard, especially the op. I want to see what deko's plan is with that. Right now he's playing things pretty passively though on B, so in terms of surprising someone, I don't think that's really going to happen. Of course, there has been spotted. It's dangerous. It's heavy mid-focus though. You don't normally see this much on the B side in terms of just kind of 4 of them right now focused on taking that control.
Oh, result looking electric. Another big kill, and now the A site wide open for the taking. forZe making a rotation in towards Temple will open up timings all over the shop, and I don't know if OneWin will even really want to commit to this at this point. 4v5 retake, afterplant's well established, deep utility to buy yet more time, and yeah, this is going to be another one that passes them by. The save already being called with an AWP, 2 M4s, and MP9 available. It'll be a decent enough buy into the next, but forZe just completely shutting them out of this one. And Result, again, that's going to be a big concern now for OneWin, because he is really starting to come into his own. That was a brutally clean headshot.
Yeah, they made that one look pretty easy. At least the majority is saved over. And with forZe, they're having 4200, he should just be dropping NickelBack, and they'll have a slightly better buy even than they did in the previous round, with the utility being afforded for pretty much everyone. So it could be worse, but it is also a 2-2 scoreline tied up here in the early stages. Keeping it neck and neck.
With that save as well, they're still able to contest, right? They've got the option.
It's been heavy mid-focus so far throughout these gun rounds, and it's even in the ecos earlier on from forZe, so I was going to say I wonder what the response is now from OneWin, and it is attempted aggression, but they leave a massive gap in that smoke.
That's a rough one, a huge gap, easily exploited, and Cradwell, he goes in for more aggression from Boombitch as well. Red, this round's gone, surely. deko doing what he can, but he's only able to find the one before the Molotovs flush him back, and at this point, well, they have a bit of a inkling on the forZe side of things, having seen the AWP making the rotation, that they have rotated off of this B site. They've still got the utility to plan a full execute, so a zero risk approach coming in from the T's here. They'll take the B bomb site, which is wide open for the taking. They'll get their 3rd round, and well, at this point, they might even conceive a world where they start to hunt down these remaining rifles. They've got a decent economy built up behind them. Resalt's been looking pretty electric. He'd like to take away perhaps a little bit more. And indeed, he's already starting to think about wandering into that donut and seeing if maybe there's a pick to be had and a little bit more to be taken away from this CT side. Or not.
Shut down.
Nice shot from Travis.
Big name to find as well, since Result has been very effective in these early rounds for OneWin. Oh, not for OneWin, for forZe, against OneWin. Just even making him have to re-spend money is hopefully going to keep things a little bit more fragile in that regard, although their money's still pretty damn good. Even with the reinvestment you'll have to go for here. Thought those initial rounds had done a bit more damage to the economy, but apparently not. Op being saved doesn't really help them this time around either. They will have to likely just take the eco, a few pistols around that, and the M4 to try and beef up the buy a small bit, but you're going to really need to see the M4 and the op making some sort of play early on in this round.
Heavy lean, 4 over towards B already. Expect to see the aggression coming in here. Instead, just holding on. I don't think Boomich has any idea that there's a gap in that Molotov. Indeed, Jerry, with a gift of an opening. And I mean, you were saying, Dean, that we needed to see the rifles doing something in these opening moments. Instead, they're just sitting back, holding inside of the sights, and gonna be honest, at this point, need to see a little bit more from them than that. NickelBack is going to try and maybe bait Travis into an angle here, but the trade is almost immediate. And with the smoke to keep Deko out of his first angle of choice, this one again feels like it should just pass these remaining players by. forZe, though, manages to protect his AWPer for a little while longer, buys Deko another half a chance at life, but with a missed shot, that life is fully extinguished by Result. A 4th round. An AK to potentially be taken away from forZe as well, and forZe are really finding their feet on the T side of Ancient.
Yeah, we're 4 now, I believe, in a row, right? Again, there's always saves for one win, but sometimes that can be even worse. This time around, obviously it's not because they weren't on the full buy, but in the previous gun rounds, the fact that they kept saving, it was teasing them in towards buys where they didn't have all the nades or they had 1 or 2 weaker weapons, and it's not always the best way to go about things. This time though, an AK carried over should give forZe all his nades, everyone else can buy for themselves. The op should just about be there for Deko as well, so they've got everything they need. Have they got it in them though to start winning out a few more rounds now on the CT side before it gets completely out of control? I was about to say, now wouldn't be a bad time for the pause. They called it in at a similar time back on Inferno, and yeah, that's exactly what they've gone for here.
Something has to change, doesn't it? We've got to find a way to break into this, because this offensive from forZe is just outplaying them at the minute. I think a lot of what One Win relied on Mirage and Inferno, to be fair, was just winning those 1v1s straight up, and Resalt's done a really good job of taking some of that away from them. You can see it starting to get a little bit sketchy around the edges now. Asking some bigger questions. Buy comes in and One Win. Well, we need to see what the answers are. What's the response? Good utility. Could potentially look for some aggression down that B lane. Try and take map control away. Not something we've seen them try yet.
Heavy focus on towards B, it looks like in the early stages for forZe. A little bit of a change up in that regard, but it was Deko who was already posted on the op there, waiting for the play in behind the molly. Going by Cyclone, according to the kill feed. Probably, is that one of the names for when you're muted? You might be muted.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the auto-mute
Why are you so
nickname.
toxic, Deko?
Oh, nice trade from Travis. Result able to get one onto Boomich, but Travis with a double in response has left Zorte and Crad trying to find any kind of a gap in the defense, but at this point with the 2-2 turtle, it's going to be very difficult for the T side to break anything open. 1 smoke and 1 HE left. Let's try and construct this one. Smoke goes in towards the CT lane to at least split the defenses, but it's still a 2-man setup out on the A site with forZe and NickelBack alive to the threat. Timing will be everything here. Potentially NickelBack, if he turns his back at the wrong moment, should be picked off. A dink through the wall, nothing more, but he can retreat. The relative safety of Big Box welcomes him. Crad trying to make it a little less welcoming, finds one. Out of the temple, forZe to try and get the freebie to get the backstab, and he nails exactly that. Crad, whilst he finds one, is now pincered. Players on either side of him from this CT side. The nade goes in to chip him down even lower. Just 7 HP remaining. The AWP misses, but Deko's pistol will finish the job, and One Win. A much needed 3rd round, an opportunity to start building something over on this CT side.
Yeah, it's a start. The op obviously showing up in that previous round with the early presence. finding them the early opening, which was something that had been eluding them for every gun round prior, where they were just getting picked apart on mid in the early stages. So let's see whether they can continue on with this now or not. And forZe come striking right back with a round immediately. Then the previous one really won't mean too much for 1win. The nades not doing as much damage as I thought it was going to do. The other two players got out of the way, but Shalfie was also tagged up early on. So it is looking decent for 1win in that regard. I don't think they're aware of how much damage they've done though already. But they've lost a ton of control in the meantime. That's the only problem. There's so little
this
info.
is the problem. No idea if someone's made their way in towards CT. It makes holding these defensive angles a lot tougher. Even with the damage done. Which will be mollied out. Has to retreat out of the Jaguar. And you can see they're not able to have a 3-man hold inside of the site itself because Travis has got to be aware of a possible CT flank. The response is A main aggression from forZe and NickelBack, and that is going to confirm that this side of the map is wide open, but still the pressure is on. These B defenders are going to have it all to do as the hit comes in. The flashes are good. Buying a lot of time, a lot of space. 40 seconds left. They can wait for the flank. Not that they need it. Shalfie, lightning fast, clean headshot. Result in with one more, and this B site cracked open by forZe. There is a backstab in play, and if they can buy a little bit of time through Travis, it may be viable, but instead it's a couple of quick kills, but that should confirm the presence now to the T side. NickelBack doing what he can to cause havoc, has dropped the bomb, but that doesn't even matter. Crad finds the headshot clean as you like. forZe find a 5th in and amongst the chaos, and the economy of 1win. Pretty much the toughest reset you can get at this point comes their way, and they'll be looking down the barrel of a half buy.
Really worst case scenario. Thankfully the loss bonus is obviously still there for the next round, but even just having to take the 1 eco at this point, allowing for forZe to likely take a 6-3 lead. It's gonna make things pretty difficult here. Building up what is a solid T side here already very early on. Heavy focus again around mid, this time looking like it will actually set up for the A split, which so far they haven't really leaned towards much. Kind of faked it out a couple of times, and well, even with that 1win, do still put it to rotate pretty early on. Fortunately, losing pretty much everyone before Deko could get himself into position. He gets caught then coming in from the spawn, and Boomich and Travis left, both of which I believe are about to be spotted. Travis anyway taken down. Maybe Boomich gets the drop on 1 here, but I'm not expecting much more than that. It's going to be 6-3 for forZe. They get this next gun round on track to win out the half already.
That's a nice looking CZ as it's taken away by Jerry.
Didn't notice the skin actually. Show us it.
It's a full emerald, I think. It's very pretty. Went with the gloves as well.
Jerry won't show me.
That was about the only positive I could find was that Boomic's skin combos are really nice, because that round was only ever going south, and well, this map is starting to go a little sideways for 1win as well. They've not really found anything on their rifles to consistently get them back in the game, and as you said, traditionally a CT leaning map, 6-round T side is already solid. Anything from here would be the icing on the cake. Travis this time finally gets the better of the ramp player, and Zorte will go down. Man advantage in the opening seconds, something 1win haven't had the luxury of in a long old time, and they've got a second man pinned as well. Result stuck to the right. Smoke will allow him to just slink away into the darkness though, and forZe will look to reset.
First to slow things down. Again, not too often that we've actually seen forZe put on the back foot in the early stages of these rounds. Deko, who had success previously rather to help them get around on the board, might have a shot here again, I was going to say, as the peek in towards the cave was coming in, but not quite. The smoke put down instead. NickelBack about to be spotted, but he should be good to just drop his smoke. Does take a bullet, sure, but just playing for the info, it is worthwhile. And actually decides to stick in as the molly goes down, which isn't expected. Committed even heavier to the angle, only gets away with the 1 kill though, and it's Result with 2. This man is nuts. Again, the newest addition.
Finally put to bed by Travis. And that does regain the man advantage for 1win as the bomb goes down. Jerry will immediately find the response, and another missed shot from deko. 2-on-2. Boomich has slipped the net somewhat here, but now spotted the barrel put away. deko stuck in a surely impossible situation at this point. Crad just jump spotting the angle. Gets all the information he needs. He's got teammates in support. deko now deeped up through the boxes as well. We'll actually go back in and find the kill as Jerry's left in the 1v1, and he's very aggressive here, Jerry. If the timing's dodgy, it could go very, very wrong, but he takes advantage of the scope sound of the AWP, finds himself the timing, finds a 7th round, and again puts that economy of 1 win back in the dumps. forZe just accelerating, I think showing that, you know, we were talking about how their win rate wasn't the greatest, but they play this map a lot. They've got 10 games on it. I think showing that experience here. And at the moment, 1 win don't seem to have the answer.
Yeah, I mean, what's the question even is what they're wondering at this point. Result is a madman. What a round. What a game he's been having. And I don't call him a madman just because his hair makes him look like an evil scientist that touched one of those electric balls. Time in there, I was expecting the peak to come in as he threw the molly. NickelBack, if he had anything but a 5-7, maybe would have went for it, but wanted them to come in on him instead. Falls back to the bomb site, and really it's just forZe taking control, using these mollies well, knowing they're not up against the best of weaponry. Clear out all the close corners and just don't give these pistols any chances to play out of those dodgy positions. NickelBack though pushing forward.
Ooh.
Oh, just about crept past. They had only checked in here a moment ago, so it might actually be overlooked.
Timing could be everything. They do like these A splits up against the pistol buys forZe. And zorte's going to get caught in no man's land. Bombed down, but immediately corrected. A few too many bodies in towards main make it all too easy for them to just stop that one before it gets started. And at this point, with the smokes down, with the utility available, Boomich tries to time the smoke. Does get some good damage out onto Crad, but it's not going to be enough. The AK's taking full advantage of their ranged capabilities. For deko and Travis, again, a matter of maybe getting some damage on this, maybe on the exit. Travis through the smoke will find Shalfie, but that bomb slowly but surely ticking away. The utility slowly but surely chipping away at the CT's chance of getting anything done here. Travis wants that AK, and he is going to be allowed to retrieve it at the very least. Jerry going for the aggression to try and maintain it. Does get taken down. They have got Crad, though, ready and waiting for a backstab, and with the economy as it is, I wouldn't be surprised if he goes for it. Doesn't even need to. Result through the smoke. Why not? Finds both of them. Guaranteed lead at the half now for forZe. 8 rounds on the board, and 1 win just haven't looked like stopping the freight train yet, dude.
Oh, just chugging along at the moment. I mean, the economy's still there, but even when the buys are coming out, it doesn't seem to be enough for 1 win. Again, they found most of their success they've had here so far in the early stages of this map, and since then it has been forZe just steaming through them, so I'm not too sure what the change is that they need. We haven't seen a ton of aggression, in fairness. We haven't really seen them try push down B and take the control there to limit the early control for forZe, but it's tough to do when they've just been getting picked apart on mid, usually in the early stages as well. Here we go. We're back into it. forZe yet to buy, but he will in a second, I'd imagine. Really, this buy is near perfect. I mean, all the utility, all the weaponry. No excuses to not wake up right now. Otherwise, this series really is going to slip away from them. Only the first matchup, though, of the qualifier, of course, so it's not like it's the end of the road. There is that lower bracket still where the loser will be heading to, but it's never fun fighting your way back through the lower bracket, especially from the first game.
Always a tough one to try and take. Travis trying to take the fight to this T side so far. deko with him, and they've actually managed to find the man advantage. A well-timed pick from the AWP in towards mid. Gives them something to work with. zorte looking to post inside of the site itself, but not quite able to catch the timing. Jerry cares not. Charges on in to take control of Cave, and now he can start to attack this site, but the timing is horrendous from him. No idea there was a player that close, and 1 win, well, they get a bit of a gift there. They find that man advantage, and it seems to throw forZe into a bit of disarray. Full advantage taken, of course, by 1 win. They get their 4th, and an opportunity maybe. The buys will keep on coming, but maybe just throwing those seeds of chaos into the mix is the way they're going to get through this one.
Yeah, if they could get it back towards 7, that'd be a pretty decent half in fairness. So, let's see if it's achievable. Smoke again, quick in towards mid on the sniper nest, but this time not committing quite as many players around mid. zorte wants to see if he can get a bit of revenge on towards Travis here. Instead, he eats a nade. Yeah, that doesn't sound too fun. Down to 40. Surprisingly, the player under him there, just seconds before, I don't think really took any damage at all. Good kill by Crad. The Opta ready for a return back in towards the cave. Takes out Result. Crad is in a bit of trouble, though, in towards the sniper nest. At the very least, though, is keeping them busy, and has actually even pulled a rotation for a moment off of the B bomb site. So this is a chance for the rest of forZe to potentially start probing some of these weakened areas. And it doesn't work for Shalfie, sadly.
Needed that kill. Big kill to go against them at this point. Boomblitz continuing to just pick away at the pieces. One win seemingly starting to find a way back into this one, playing very proactively in multiple areas, and this time winning their fights, although not to be for Jerry as he gets the better of Travis. 2-on-3 buys them just a little more breathing room. The problem is there's timings all over the shop here. Fast flank coming in from Boomich is red for now. At some point, zorte is going to have to commit back to the site, but not before he's got one. Now B becomes a possibility, an opportunity, in fact. Jerry knows he just has to hold for as long as he possibly can, make as little noise as he can, and that bomb will make its way over towards B. zorte, full knife out, just committed to this, knowing the likelihood is there's nobody home. A flash into short to make absolutely sure that bomb will go down, and they've bought themselves a 2-on-2. Afterplant connected, and what is the call here from One Win? This was a 2-on-4, don't forget. They had their opportunity. zorte works his way in towards long. Flash out short. And zorte is now posted. They have to work up short, but Jerry is ready for it. Clean headshot. Leaves just deko remaining. And with that AWP in hand, that bomb already halfway ticked. No kit. I don't think he's got any chance of going for this one. He'll deal with zorte as he times it well. And now, Jerry might be under a little bit of pressure. Switches out to the M4A1. Jerry tucks tail. Knows he's just got to buy time. Just got to hide. And that's exactly what he does. A veteran's play there. He'll go down, but that's irrelevant. It's after the bomb is guaranteed to detonate. A 9th round on the board. forZe salvaging a 2v4 after plant into something to behold. And One Win ruining missed opportunities again, surely.
Just a sole round before being traded back on. It's still worst case scenario, even if it doesn't ruin you like it used to a few years back before the loss bonus changes and such, but it's just never good, especially for the mental game. I feel like you finally may have found some sort of an opening back into the half, and it just slips away with an immediate round loss again afterwards. And if they lose this, there won't be much to fight for the final round of the half. So it's all in pretty much at this point. Jerry will try and push out around this A smoke right now. This could be dangerous. There's 2 of them though, and against just an MP9, they could be looking at a trade. But no, it's clean from Result. He had a read. They nearly line up actually. Thankfully, Result good for the return once again, manages to give them back the advantage, and with the utility covering the outsides of this A-bomb site, there's no rotations coming in anytime soon, giving them plenty of time to get the bomb down and position for the afterplant.
The only potential unknown here is the flank of Boomich in towards main on that MP9. He will get the timing, and that's going to pull this CT side into giving this one a go, but Result is continuing to do so much heavy lifting. And as he deals with Travis, it's game over. Double digits on the board. It shocks me so much. I get hiccups. forZe looking absolutely electric. One Win just lacking responses on this CT side. And I mean, we were saying at 6 that this was a perfectly acceptable, perfectly solid T side from forZe. Double digits. With a halfway decent CT side, this one should be in the bag for them.
Definitely on track to take a clean map 3. Surprising that this looks to be the one that forZe may win decisively. Thought that would have been Inferno. Moving towards the cave side of things this time. Only with Crad, I believe, charging out mid. Yeah, hoping to just maybe catch someone out of position with the smokes going down. Unfortunately, caught himself instead emergent. pushing up towards that A ramp as well. Result is not going to have much more success, and a ton of nade damage onto Jerry and Zorti. And then there should be a 5th round on the way for 1 win. A small salvage really at this point, all things considered. Boomich not getting away. I was about to say, didn't expect that follow-up peek. I was surprised it even took Zorti so long to get the kill. Looked like he was ready a bit quicker for the swing back in. I guess didn't want to get caught on his own, instead waiting it out for that smoke to go, so his teammate would have been there to trade in case he did go down. 2-on-4 though.
Another 2v4. Another one for Jerry and Zorti. This time, stiffer opposition, you have to say. A lot less control to work with. Jerry trying to isolate the fights where he can, but very little to work with. Molotov even at his feet. Just making these fights impossible to take. Zorti seeing shoulders, but not bodies. With 2 players now in towards the donut. Easily enough to be mopped up. forZe gets the kill, but it's a team effort and 1 win. Looking to salvage something out of this first half. Looking to make it at least a little more respectable, as they will find themselves 10-5 as we head into the halftime break. A little bit of something, a silver lining in the clouds, but can 1 win find the conversion?
Hey Future Pros! I thought I'd take time out of my busy schedule to show you all a nice way to aid your teammates when rushing A on Vertigo. We will be smoking off A short along with a supporting flash. To throw these nades, head into the corner of the metal overhang. Aim towards the bottom of the thickest beam and simply jump throw the smoke. This will block off A short and hopefully stop a CT player peeking. However, it is possible for a CT to push through, but a well-placed molly will solve that problem. Now time for the flash. After you've thrown your smoke, back up so you're at the edge of the metal overhang. Then simply aim at the bottom corner of the sky and throw. This should hold off or at least annoy any CT player trying to get an aggressive peek. That's it. I hope your A rushes are met with an epic victory round win. Hey Future Pros! I saw Big doing a nifty little boost on Nuke during the European Minor Open qualifiers, so I thought I'd quickly show you all how to recreate it. To do this boost, you'll need 2 Future Pros and 1 AWP. Future Pro number 1, you'll be acting as the stool. It's important work and your contribution is appreciated. Run over and hop onto the far left railing and crouch down. When Future Pro 2 is on your head, stand when they jump and then just chill out. Future Pro number 2, you will get to have all the fun. Follow Future Pro 1 and get onto their head using the close railing. Jump again to allow your stool to stand. Now aim towards this gap and line yourself up so this railing lines up with the edge of the direct close wall. Position your scope so you're aiming just below the painted blue section. Then fire your AWP when the timer is just about to change from 148 to 147. Here you can see the exact moment when CSN made his shot. And that's it. With a bit of luck and a willing teammate, I'm sure you can hit this shot at least 1 in every 100 rounds. Good luck.
A perfect platform, the foundations of a 2-1 victory laid by forZe on their T side, 10-5 as they head over to the marginally more favourable CT side of the equation. Question is, what have OneWin got in response? It's a charge down mid. It's going to be a battle in of mid, and forZe are winning it out in these opening moments. 2 kills and damage onto several others. The B-bomb site taken in the meanwhile, but Travis, well, he's out on his own for now, and he's got to try and find a way to get his teammates back into this. He's got to find a way to try and find some kills. He gets one, but the trade is instant. And now there's questions to be asked. NickelBack able to find at least a kill in response, but there's so many low HP bars now. The dinks, though, they keep on coming. Result and Krad somehow left in a 2v2 situation. Deko is 7 HP. NickelBack not doing much better with 33. This is starting to get really ugly. And without any information to really work with, it's a bit of a split defense from forZe. This could still go wrong. Result looking to take the fight to them, but it's Deko tucked in close. Surely not going to be checked here. A single bullet from death, but Result sees nothing and backs out with probably the worst possible timing. He's going to call that nothing has been seen. He's going to call his teammate over, and the rest of OneWin, they're going to bail out of this team. They're going to go to A.
It might work for them now in the long run because they're also heading back around. This is crazy. I mean, Krad's only just about going to be in position, though. He's playing pretty passive back in the spawn because he has the kit, so doesn't really want to risk too much. But with the health, I mean, 1 to the body of Deko, a couple to the body of NickelBack, that could be it as well. So there's still a chance that he outputs some damage at least. NickelBack down to 70 in the headshot even to finish it off. Looking to actually press the issue here as Deko's sticking the bomb straight up, knowing that they could do at the very least with that extra economy. But he has a damn near impossible 1-on-2 here. It needs to be perfect. He can't take any bullets at all. Headshots instantly, but it's not going to happen as he sticks to the bomb site and gets ran down by those close range USPs. So, yeah, 11-5. forZe take the pistol round. OneWin did get a bomb plant, which could indicate a force buy. Could also indicate 1 eco to try and get as strong of a buy as possible. But they do decide to go with that force, which is, I mean, dangerous. But if they can make it work, then they have their shot to start clawing their way back into this before it gets too far out of hand. So, bit of a double-edged sword.
Honestly, they did well to even get the bomb down there, right? With that initial mid-aggression coming through, it should have been game over. Work their way back into it. A little bit of over-aggression maybe from forZe, and it's given the OneWin boys an opportunity now. Force buy in is solid. And they're going to charge up into this B side. The crossfire's established, however, and Krad and Zorte able to find the response. Deko burns at least 1. Tries to keep his team in this. But the man advantage is found for the CT side. They repel the initial aggression in towards B, and it's a rethink now from OneWin. It's a rethink entirely. They back all the way back into spawn. They say, let's start again. Let's try and write this one a different way, and they're going to work their way back out in towards a mid-split here. Travis up against Jerry if he wants to push this issue into the Jaguar. It is only an MP9, but it gets the better of the timings, and now with just Deko and NickelBack remaining, I mean, they constructed a 2v4 into an afterplant 1v2. If they could do that again, then maybe, just maybe, there'd be a world where these rifles can take advantage of the angles, but with the smoke going down, 40 seconds on the clock, the bomb is going to have to double back once more, and into the jaws of these close-range MP9 fights is not where you want to be.
Yeah, really the hope is right now that this flank for Deko might be able to find something. But he's also making it known, so he's not got that surprise element, and he's about to lose his teammate who has that bomb, unfortunately. NickelBack goes down, so does control of the bomb, as I said, given over Krad, who got himself an upgrade even onto an M4. Sorry, not Krad, it was Jerry, rather. Krad did get his kill rather earlier on in the round. Either way, 12-5, 7 rounds in the difference, and 1 win onto the eco after the force buy doesn't work out. As I said, it was a risk. If it had have worked, suddenly you have 4s on 1400 loss bonus left on an eco force buy most likely. It would have given 1 win a chance to claw back a few rounds before they even found any sort of resistance, but instead now, left the eco, it'll be 13-5, and they'll have 1 real shot at the gun round only.
Dug themselves a hole. Let's see if they can dig themselves out of it. Upgraded pistols have done good work throughout this series. They've been consistently finding damage. Problem with this is, again, really lacking in the control. Jerry's playing a dangerous game with that HE. Boomich is going to try and time in through the smoke. Instead, Boomich's head is taken off, and, well, deko is brought down to 15 by the HE. Next up, it's the fight in towards mid. Util doing good damage there as well. That's an awkward smoke, an ugly one, but it's going to allow the rifle to get away, and at this point, 3 players desperately low on HP. The MP9 is going to start pressing the issue, looking for as much financial gain as it can possibly find, and with it comes so much control of the map. And I mean, look at the T side. They've been pushed all the way back into the outside doors area. NickelBack will finally get the opening kill of the round, but with so much already lost, this one feels like it should be a done deal. And yeah, Travis just desperately trying to find a deagle is put down for his trouble. So 13-5, and as you said, Dean, only really a couple of bites at this if OneWin want to make something of this third and final map.
Yeah, one real gun round where they're fighting for the win here anyway, because if they lose this one, they're on an eco, maybe they have a few pistols and such, but most likely then they'd be left fighting for an overtime. So if they want a shot at the comeback while they have the chance to win this in regulation, it's got to be now. And, well, the only real weakness, I guess, is the fact that they don't have enough on deko, which is always unfortunate, but got all their nades. Hopefully they have a good plan in mind to start racking up the rounds. The focus again, nothing too crazy. 3 of them over in that direction, 2 waiting to advance out on mid. Definitely not playing things as fast as we've seen from forZe on their T side, where it was straight out mid most rounds. There was early exchanges being looked for at the very least around this cave area every single time. Jerry, I was afraid he was going to get wall banged from the close player. That molly went in a bit earlier, it would have stopped Jerry from escaping as well, but unfortunately all it does is tickle his feet as he runs away.
Oh, miss flash, punished. A little too easy for forZe to dodge that one. And a free opening is found once again. forZe with the man advantage, a 4-on-5 for the T side to try and construct. And already the rotation's starting to make their way in. Yes, they've conceded Jaguar and Cage, but they've got so much more, or have they? NickelBack should have been traded. Instead finds a double, and that's the B side. A little bit of magic. OneWin have been capable of producing those moments, and they're doing so again here. The save is called, a 6th on the board out of absolutely nothing.
Forced into the save after what looked like such a promising start to the round as well. NickelBack's second kill especially is what really sealed the deal. That trade came in, perhaps a couple of extra seconds allowed the rotations to at least get into place. Instead, got 4 players left standing for 1 win, a 6th round on the board, and as we said, one of their real last chances to get going in this game. Very unfortunate they had players step up when necessary. Sorry, my hay fever makes it very difficult to breathe while talking. This stuff knows. 1 win though. Not really going to have any breathing room either.
Starving of oxygen at the moment. Have earned themselves a lifeline though. Finding that round off a little bit of NickelBack magic. Currently leading the way on the OneWin side of things in kills. A little bit more of a neutered buy from the CT side of forZe, lacking the utility. Still able to get the AWP on zorte, but nades are more limited. Their ability to contest these portions of the map is a little rougher. See OneWin again. They're trying to wait for the CT side to make a mistake, to give them the room to hang themselves, but now at least forZe happy to play this passive game, happy to wait for the aggression to come to them. Seeing anything so far as mid control is taken.
Very slow on this T side though from OneWin. They do seem to rely on forZe attempting to make some plays sometimes of their own that they can punish, and while forZe are willing to go for these plays 24/7, but they're very well constructed as well. The up and result in towards mid, managing to shut down 2 and really just forcing the hand now of OneWin, who have all of their remaining presence already pushed up pretty heavy on B.
They've got a choice to make here, forZe. They can contest or play for the afterplant. They've got the positioning to do both. They're going to give it a fight, and it's going to work out perfectly. 2 quick kills. Deko left in no man's land. The bomb, a distant dream at this point. He's going to start thinking about flanks, start thinking about all the angles, but it's a 1v5. Completely pinned in. Zorte's got his exit on lock, and I think at this point Deko would do well to even save himself that AK-47. It is going to be 14. The CT side back to winning ways almost immediately. And unfortunately for OneWin, the call of, you know, let's wait, let's see what forZe do, let's let them make the mistake, comes back to bite them. They wait and wait and wait. And as the aggression comes, they get punished by it. 2 quick picks, and by that point they've used up so much time. There's so little room. There's really nothing they can do. They try and barrel into B, but a 3-on-5 without the util is never going to work well. And we're starting to get desperate now. The Sec 9s are out.
Lil as well. Definitely not ideal. forZe gets destroyed by the spam and the molly there in the early stages. Was hoping to cover some ground, get a bit of early control, and well, it costs them a lot to do so. Jerry puts the smoke down, does hear the steps of the players coming in from the mid side of things as well, so probably doesn't want to hang around too much longer, I wouldn't imagine. Maybe he's just a madman.
He's had a lot of faith in his hold of that angle. We'll start to look to back away. This time, a little more time on the clock as the control is taken for OneWin. And looking to group up for this B site execute, trying not to let the clock be their enemy on this occasion. There is a little bit of utility over towards B for this CT side, but not as much as they would have hoped for. And Jerry, off the back of that, is going to have to be proactive with it. They want to push the issue down the ramp, but there is bodies waiting for exactly this. Boomich ready and waiting. A teammate behind him. 2 players combined. They get the kill, and now with a backstab all the while coming. It's Crad trying to do all he can to stay alive. He's got 2 out of absolutely nowhere, and now Resol with the smoke spam is able to back his teammate up. That is disgusting from Crad. A 1-man army inside of the B-bomb site. The support lines well ran. It's 15-6. And OneWin, well, the wheels have well and truly come off the offensive here.
Yeah, or they put the wheels on and are just rolling over them. Whichever way you want to go with it. Steamrolled at this point. 3 Galils, no Tech 9s this time around, but more limited in the rifles that they have with so little utility. I think they just threw out one of the smokes. Boomich seems to have gotten himself another smoke somehow. Might have dropped it for a second, but either way, a smoke and a flash is all they have to work with in this round. And they're swapping up the focus quite heavily over towards this A-bomb site. This is definitely a change in pace. Resalt is here. He's been having a good game so far, but he's going to need a bit of assistance most likely, and his rotations are not all that close.
They needed to call this earlier. They had isolated fights. They have got them again, though. The timing has worked out, and now it is going to be an isolated Result inside of that site. Travis deals with 1 on the backstab. The trades are good, but it's Zorte on the AWP looking for more blood. Finally put down and into a 2-on-2. The bomb is in no man's land. The rifle of Travis is out on B. And that raises some major questions about if forZe can even get to a position to support him, but he doesn't need it, waits for it. This time they do wait for the aggression, and it does work out well. The timing is on. forZe with 40 seconds left. There is timings all over the shop here. Travis is working his way back in from B. Shalfie is currently flanking main, but forZe, is he ready for this? He's seen a shoulder. Now Shalfie gives the game away. forZe knows he just has to hightail it. He has to get to sight, and he can't. Taken out as he looks to transfer. That puts bomb down, and it puts Travis into a 1v1. Shalfie's position is known. Travis was a stranger, but he's making no stranger of himself. The footsteps heard as he looks to retreat into the site itself. He looks to stick this bomb down. Shalfie yet to swing, waits for the sound cue of the plant, and couldn't have timed that better. He didn't want to swing in case it was a fake plant. As soon as he heard the bomb going down, he knows the player will be jumping up. He waits for that timing. He finds himself the kill. It's forZe who take the victory 2-1, a 16-6 on what we thought was going to be the most competitive map of the lot, Dean.
Yeah, by a decent margin. I mean, I expected it to be more competitive even than the first map, because we had said we thought that OneWin had a bit of an advantage going into that one. just due to the fact that they have such good results on it lately, even though forZe are able to play it and do play it quite a lot. They had some losses in there against